For months, everyone thought Taehyung's Hawaii trip was just a simple getaway, a chance to breathe, to rest, to escape from the chaos of fame. The photos looked perfect, the smiles seemed real, and fans believed he was finally at peace. But what if I told you it was all a carefully crafted illusion? Behind those golden sunsets and picture-perfect moments, something darker was unfolding, something Taehyung never intended the world to see. He wasn't alone in Hawaii, and the truth about who he was with changes everything, from secret meetings, hidden messages, and emotional confessions caught off camera. What really happened in Hawaii wasn't a vacation, it was a revelation. Today, we uncover the story that shocked even the closest members, the truth that's been buried behind every smile, every post, and every silence. This is the hidden truth of Taehyung's Hawaii trip, and once you hear it, you'll never see him the same way again. The world saw nothing but paradise. Taehyung's Hawaii posts flooded social media. Palm trees, crystal waves, soft sunsets, and that signature boxy smile that melted millions of hearts. Fans thought he was finally resting, far from the noise and flashing lights. But few noticed the details, the late-night captions that sounded a little too deep, the glances that didn't match his smile, and the fact that he never once mentioned who he was with. It wasn't a vacation. It was a message, hidden in plain sight. For almost a week, Taehyung went completely silent, and no posts, no lives, no interactions, nothing. Rumors started spreading. Some fans said he wanted privacy. Others believed something had happened. But insiders noticed unusual flight logs, people close to Taehyung arriving in Hawaii just hours apart. Someone was there with him, but no one knew who. And that silence only made the truth even more suspicious. Then came the leaks, a blurry reflection caught on glass, a voice that sounded too familiar in the background of a fan-recorded clip. It wasn't just Taehyung's solo trip. It was something deeply personal. What fans didn't realize was that this wasn't random. It was intentional. He wanted to hide the person beside him, not because he was ashamed, but because the world wasn't ready to see the truth yet. And when that truth finally came out, everything changed. Late one night, an unseen clip surfaced online, a short video of Taehyung speaking softly near the ocean. His voice cracked as he said, "Sometimes, peace comes with pain." That one sentence broke the internet. Fans tried to decode it, wondering who he was talking about, or what he was trying to let go of. But those who know Taehyung's heart understood. This wasn't just a trip. It was closure. It was goodbye. When he finally returned from Hawaii, something about him was different. His smile was softer, his words more careful, his eyes more distant. During interviews, when asked about the trip, he paused, just long enough for fans to notice the weight behind that silence. The truth? Hawaii wasn't an escape. It was where he faced the truth he had been hiding from everyone, even himself. And that's the story the world was never meant to know. Just when fans thought Taehyung was completely alone, new reports surfaced, a private flight, arriving quietly at night. Someone close, someone who had been connected to him for years. Locals spotted two figures walking the beach past midnight. One was clearly Taehyung. The other? Hidden beneath a hoodie, but their laughter was unmistakable. That moment reignited every rumor, every whisper, and fans began to realize this wasn't just about rest. It was about reconnection. And paparazzi. No flashes. No stage lights. Just Taehyung, standing barefoot in the sand, his phone in his hand, recording the waves. But for a brief second, the reflection on the screen revealed another figure standing beside him. It wasn't a fan edit. It wasn't coincidence. That image spread like wildfire. Fans zoomed in, enhanced, analyzed, and the truth was undeniable. He wasn't alone, and he didn't want to be. People who saw Taehyung in Hawaii said he looked peaceful but lonely. He often sat by the water at sunset, writing in a small notebook, sometimes smiling, sometimes wiping his eyes. When asked what he was writing, he only said, "Something I can't say out loud." Those words haunted fans. Because if there's one thing Taehyung has always done, it's hide his emotions behind his art. Maybe that notebook held the real reason for his trip, a confession never meant to be heard. Days after returning, Taehyung finally posted again a simple caption. Sometimes silence says more than words. No explanation. No context. Just an image of the Hawaii shoreline, the same spot where he was last seen. Fans flooded the comments, connecting every rumor, every hidden clue. And for the first time, even those closest to him stayed quiet. That silence spoke louder than any confirmation ever could. When the truth finally surfaced, it wasn't about scandal or gossip. It was about healing. Taehyung's Hawaii trip wasn't an escape from fame. It was a farewell to pain. T.O. the person he once loved. T.O. the version of himself he had to let go. T.O. the memories that still haunted him when the lights went out. And when he came back, fans realized something powerful. The man who left. For Hawaii wasn't the same one who returned. He found peace. But he had to break first to find it. The moment Taehyung returned, armies knew something had changed. His laugh was softer. His eyes, heavier but calmer. Even during interviews, he hesitated before answering questions about Hawaii. Fans began piecing together small details. The bracelet he wore on his wrist, the lyrics he hummed during live broadcasts, and the way he always glanced away whenever Hawaii was mentioned. It wasn't guilt. It was memory, the kind of memory too precious and too painful to talk about. Weeks later, a new song draft surfaced online, a soft, unreleased track rumored to be written by Taehyung during his trip. The lyrics were simple but heartbreaking. I met the ocean, but it spoke your name. Those words sent fans into a frenzy. Who was you? Some believed it was a lost love. Others said it was a reflection of his old self, the version of him that fame had stolen away. Whatever it was, one thing was certain. The song was real, and it was written in Hawaii. A local artist in Hawaii later revealed something fans never expected. Taehyung had visited his studio late one night, unannounced. He sat quietly for hours, staring at an unfinished painting of the sea. Then he said softly, I came here to remember, not to forget. Those words struck deep. It wasn't a secret relationship or a scandal. It was closure. Hawaii wasn't about running away. It was about facing something he'd kept buried for far too long. Sources close to Taehyung mentioned he wrote several letters during the trip, but none were ever sent. One of them was found later, tucked inside a travel journal left behind in a hotel drawer. It read, If you ever read this, know that I didn't forget. I just learned how to live with it. No one knows who that letter was meant for. But fans agree, it was the purest reflection of Taehyung's heart we've ever seen. When Taehyung reappeared on stage weeks later, fans noticed it instantly. The glow in his eyes, the softness in his smile, the quiet strength in his voice. He didn't talk about Hawaii. He didn't need to. Every gesture, every look, every word spoke of a man who had finally found peace, not because he forgot his past, but because he accepted it. And in that moment, the mystery of Hawaii wasn't just about what happened there, it was about who he became after it.